Welcome to episode 17 of Beginner Web Design, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at more fundamentals of JavaScript and just very basic commands and things that we can do inside of JavaScript just to learn our way around. In this and the next video we're going to be taking a look at a lot of different fundamentals, and then we'll go into more real-world scenarios and things that will really help you in your website. So right now I just have this HTML page which is linked up to my scripts.js file, and the first thing I'm going to show you is the document.write command. And all we have to do to create this is just type document, a period, and then write. And then after write we're going to have two parentheses. In these parentheses, inside of quotes, we'll type some text here, so we'll type hello world. And then we'll go ahead and put a semicolon after that. The semicolon is necessary, and it's always going to be at the end of pretty much every single JavaScript line that you ever create. It just says that that's the end of the line and you can move on to the next thing. So if we go ahead and preview this, we just see hello world on our page, so that works correctly. So the more things we can do here are set different variables. So just like in math, we can type the word var to basically say that now we're creating a variable, and then we're going to type the name of that variable. So we'll just say var food. So now we're creating the variable food. Now to say what food is equal to, we can type an equal sign and then whatever it's equal to. So I'll just set this to bread. So now the variable food is set to bread. So now we can actually go ahead and use document.write again, but now say document.write food. And you can see that bread is now on our web page. Now you can see that I did not put food in quotes when we use document.write, because now we're telling it to write a variable and not a specific piece of text. Now there are three different types of variables that we can create. The first one is a string variable, like what we just did. And a string is just a collection of letters and numbers. So if I can type var item and set that to bike, now we just created a string variable item which is equal to bike. Now the second type of variable is an integer variable, and an integer variable is just numbers, and that's it. So we can type var price equals 25.50, and now we just set the variable price to be an integer variable which is 25.5. The last type of variable is a Boolean variable, and a Boolean variable is really just true or false. So we can type var in stock equals true. You notice that I did put an underscore in this variable name, and that is okay. You can do that if you want to. So now I just have these three basic variables, and I could do different things with them. I could still use document.write. So I could say document.write price. And now you can see 25.5 is echoed on the page. That last zero is truncated because it's really not needed. 25.5 and 25.50 are the exact same thing. So now let's just take a look at some if statements. And an if statement pretty much just says if something is true, then do this. So the way we write this is first with the word if, and then a conditional in parentheses. So I'll just write that out for you for now. And basically that the conditional is just saying if this is true, then do this. And that's a basic if statement right here. So let's just say if item equals bike. Now you'll also notice that I did include two equal signs here instead of just one. And that's because the two equal signs say that we're comparing two things together. One equal sign just means that we're setting something. So we always have to include those two equal signs when we're using an if statement. Now we can say document.write and put something like we sell bikes and put the semicolon at the end. And now what we're saying here is if item is set to bike, then we can write out we sell bikes. And now you can see that we do get that effect. So if we said something like if item is melons, then we sell melons. And obviously this is going to not write anything because item is set to bike and not melons. So we can do a whole bunch of different things with these if statements. So let's just say we wanted to check if the price was over $10. So we could say if price is greater than 10, then we can type out document.write bikes cost at least $10. If we go ahead and preview this, it does write out that because it says bikes cost at least $10 and the price is indeed over 10. So if we made something here like if price is less than $10, it's not going to write out anything because the price is $25.50, which is obviously not less than 10. So we can do the same thing with Boolean variables. So we can type if in stock and then document.write bikes are in stock and a semicolon. Here I did not need to type any equal signs or anything because it's testing if this conditional is true. So obviously it's going to write out that text here because in stock is set to true. So if we were to set this to false, then nothing is going to be written on the page. Now we can do else statements as well. So it's basically now we can say if in stock, write out this, but if it's not in stock, we want to write out something else. So we can just type else, and inside of these curly brackets, we can type document.write and say something like bikes are not in stock. Okay, and so we're still going to get bikes are in stock because it's still set to true. So if we set this to false now, we're going to get bikes are not in stock. So we can combine these things into many, many different if conditionals at one time with the use of ampersands. So maybe we wanted to check if the bikes were in stock and if they were selling bikes. So we could say if in stock and then 2 ampersands, and then we can type item equals equals bike and then set up what we want to do. So we'll say document.write you can buy bikes. So now what we're just saying here is if in stock is set to true and if item is set to bike. Both of those are true, so we do get the text outputted on our page. If we change either one of these, so if we change this to false, just say, we don't get anything. So we'll change this back. And we can use else statements here as well. We just have to write else at the end of it. Now we can also use document.write to output both the text that we want to output and the text inside of variables as well. So we're basically just combining text and variables. So to do that, we can just type document.write and we'll say bikes are sold for, and then outside of these quotation marks we can type a plus sign and then we can type price. Now if we preview this, we see bikes are sold for 25.5. I should just put a space here. And there we go. So we can combine even more here. So we can put another plus sign. And we can type some more text here. And we can say, and you can buy them now. And now we get all of that text together. So we just combined this piece of text with this variable and this more piece of text. So that's just basically how to use document.write, if statements, and variables.